I'm excited to hear about your deal. So first I'd love to, because we're, posting this to other members with your permission, if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But kind of tell me your background, like how you got into REI, like how you found DealMachine.
So Max Maxwell is how we found DealMachine. And we have been real estate investors for 8 years. Was when we bought our first house.
Wow.
And since then, I was working a normal W-2 job like a lot of people, and it was kind of like the side hustle. It was like, it's, passive income, the whole bit of like, I don't have to do anything with it, which was not actually the case, but it's just part of the learning curve.
Right.
And so fast forward a little bit, we bought 4 more doors in the middle of the 8-year span. So we opened up our portfolio then to 5 doors altogether. Now we're up to 9. But last year, exactly a year ago, I did Max Maxwell's 30-day wholesaling challenge. And up to the point, I had no clue what wholesaling was. I was just like, I want to get out of my W-2 job. I want to approach real estate more aggressively and make it what I do for a living. I just didn't know how. I'm like, I don't think that I would have to have a lot of properties to bring me enough income that I don't need a job. But then this 30-day wholesaling challenge came open, and my wife is actually the one that was like, you should do that. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing no 30-day challenge. That's crazy. But then I started watching. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And it was actually 17 days is all it took to get our first deal. And that was a year ago in October, which our third child was born on the 17th of October. And that was the last day I ever went back to a W-2 job.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations all around for that day.
It was a big, big step. Worst thing to do when you're having your third child, because there's just so much stress with having kids. But it was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I got my first deal on a house, and I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can do this more full time. And we've done, I think we're at 53 deals this year. So
oh my gosh, what?
Yeah. Yep.
And how many of those are from DealMachine, like Driving for Dollars?
I would say all but one. The first one was not a Driving for Dollars. It was actually the first deal that I got was actually a friend that knew I was doing the wholesaling challenge and was like, you should call this guy. He has a house that he wants to sell, and it worked out. I remember very clearly, though, the first time I got a phone call from a postcard, because my phone was ringing. I'm like, I answered, and he's like, yeah, I got a postcard in the mail. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's one of these guys. And that was the first deal from DealMachine, from Driving for Dollars. And you get a lot of one guy that you send a postcard to one house, but that he's got 3 other houses. But they're all but one was based around DealMachine and Driving for Dollars. But there's been some that, this guy had a couple that he wanted to get rid of, or one person that I sent a postcard that had a bundle of 5 that they wanted to sell. And we got them all of them locked up and all of them assigned from doing Driving for Dollars.
Oh my gosh. Your wife, bravo to your wife for in that last month, she got you to do this challenge, plus she had a third child.
Yeah, she's the real hero.
So are you guys co-preneurs with this? Do you both do driving?
Yep. It is we love to do it together. I'm not as patient as she is. She's far more patient of a person than I am. So she does a lot of the marketing for us. We both drive for dollars because it's fun. It's addictive. It's like, oh, there's a house. Oh, there's a house. Oh, there's a house. And we've done it, like, we'll go anytime that we go on a vacation. I'm like, well, we're going to schedule at least 2 hours while we're letting the kids nap in the car, that we're going to drive around and add properties. So we've done like 5 different cities, and not even in the same state. We've gone to other states for like trips that we're going to go on vacation. I'm like, let's just drive for dollars. And leads have come even from, like, I think we did like an hour and a half of driving in Wisconsin, and got maybe 20 postcards out, or 20 leads added, and 2 people called from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And I'm like, that's pretty sweet.
So where, I didn't even get to ask you, but like, where are you guys located?
We're in a smaller suburb of Kansas City. So we're in Missouri, which has been pretty much all of our business has been located Northwest Missouri. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Trying to branch out into other places too, so that we're not just, starving one community. We want to try to grow it. It's like, okay, now that we've done that in the first year, what do we do for next year? How do we grow this a little bit more?
Are you guys planning on maybe doing like a team of drivers then to like recruit from other places, or? So
yes, and we've added 2 drivers this year recently, and we make it a goal. 200 is like kind of a sweet spot that we've noticed. If you get 200 leads, you're usually teetering between 3 to 5 deals is what we've seen.
Wow.
So yeah, the goal originally was, okay, let's get 200 a month so that we have consistent, business. But now I'm like, okay, well, if I want 2021 to be a bigger year, I need probably to double that to keep it growing. So right now, we're averaging over 400 leads per month, is what we're averaging, with having drivers. And I can't not, I know I've hired drivers, but I can't not do it. Like, that's part of the business that's fun. Yeah. It's kind of like, that's okay. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do driving for dollars for myself. And I kind of make it a game with our drivers. Don't let me add more than you. So, and that's, I'm super competitive anyway. So it's just part of me having fun doing it.
I love that. I think that's good and that also probably makes them want to work even harder, knowing that the person that they're working for is doing.
Oh yeah.
Thing.
Yep. Lead by example. It's always been my motto. Even in the W-2 world, is if you're leading a team, do what you would want them to do. And they usually feed off of that motivation. So if you get the right people in place, they're going to be feeding off of it. And it's worked. I mean, it's been so fun. The thrill of the sale, not just the driving, but then negotiating with the sellers, and then also getting the buyers lined up for the wholesale. The whole process is a blast, just absolute blast.
I love that. What would be, man, I have so many questions to ask you, but like, what would be maybe I don't know what the Kansas City market's like for spread, but what would be your biggest assignment fee so far?
So far, and that's the piece that we're trying to push the envelope a little bit more. The biggest one we've had so far was 15,000.
Yeah.
And what we've seen as an average is between 5 and 10.
Okay.
On average, but I want to find, and it's part of the negotiating with the seller, is to get it as low as you can, and being reasonable with them too. That way they don't feel like they're getting robbed. Because we've really adopted we want to help, get you out of a situation that you don't want to be in, or that you can't take the stresses of that situation. We want to help you as much as we can, and making sure that there's enough meat on the bone for us to make a profit on it as well. So yeah, we're trying to find deals that we can really push the envelope. And you know what? We've not limited ourselves to just distressed properties and, like what we would declare as like a C neighborhood. We've gone into some of the most fancy neighborhoods in our town, and got it out of 100 houses that we added there. We got one deal that made that whole day worth it. So
that is so amazing. And you're maybe like the second person who told me like they're adding pretty houses and it's like,
yeah,
it's working.
you don't know. I mean, you do not know, because even some of the drivers, they're like, well, we're running out of houses that are distressed. I'm like, well, don't just look at distressed houses. Look at houses that you don't see. If you drive by it and you don't see cars in the driveway, there's no activity, take a picture. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to break us to add some extras that maybe don't check all the boxes of, well, the roof's not falling in, well, the windows aren't all broken out, or the lawn's not been mowed in 2 years. Who cares? You never know what situation somebody's going to be in that makes them ready to sell. And I want to be there when they are. That's the whole point. So making sure that maybe if you send it to one person, send it to every other house in the block. You never know. Somebody might be willing to take a stab at it.
I love it. And are you just using mail marketing, or are you guys cold calling, texting?
So what we do, we primarily bank on the postcards. But I get like this return mail. So what we do is we take the ones that are returned to sender, or whatever the case may be. We take those, we do the skip trace on them, and then we cold call. And that's something that I've worked in call centers before. I've done retail sales as a career, so I'm very comfortable in that realm of calling people and talking to them about their house. So that's mail is primarily what we bank on, but then taking through this stack and cold calling all the people that did not get the postcard.
I love it. I think so many people don't see how much those postcards are like gold, because if one is not getting to them, no one else is getting to them.
Well, if you think about it, when you look at the postcard, it's like, there's nothing to it. That might be $5,000 right there.
Ooh,
if you think about it, here's a whole stack of potential $5,000 leads that nobody's going to get if you don't pick up the phone and try to call these people, because they're all distressed houses, or they're all houses that meet our criteria. Okay, the postcard didn't get to them. Go find another way to get to them. Pick up the phone, dial it. Ask some of your city officials, hey, I've been trying to reach this person at this house. Do you know how to get a hold of them? Because chances are, if their house is distressed, they're not in great standing with the city either. And the city knows how to get a hold of some of these people. So there's a lot of different strategies, a lot of different ways, but they all come from this first step of sending a postcard and it coming back. So
I love that. I didn't even think about that. So you just call the city hall and talk to.
Yep. You can call your neighborhood planning department. I'm really good in with them now, because they see what we're doing as far as fixing some of these distressed houses. They see the activity and they know, okay, hey, that's Heritage Homes. They mean business. If they call, help them out as much as you can. So we've established that relationship with them where I can pick up the phone and say, hey, this house on Jewel Street, I sent a postcard. It got sent back because of return to sender. Do you have any contact information or who owns it? And they give me phone numbers. They give me other addresses that I didn't have. So
wow, I did
just
not know
piecing
that.
one or two things together. It's a little bit of extra work, but again, it's a little bit of extra work for maybe a $5,000 return. So why not?
I love it. So what's the goal for 2021? Do you have like a deal set yet, or are you still kind of mulling that over in the last?
We have already, we've thrown out so many goals for 21. 20, as you know, has been like the worst year in terms of just everything. You've got the virus, you've got election, you've got so many crazy pieces, but we've still found a ton of success, and we hit every goal that we set for 20 we hit. So we've already started the implementation of, we want to double what we've done in 20. We want to double that in 21. That's the fast, hard goal, double what we did the year before. But like in my head, I'm like, there's plenty of other goals that I want to accomplish too. I just have to write them all down and get going. But right now, honestly, if you want to hit the year off right and you want to get, you want to meet your goals, you have to start right about now. Start upping the amount of marketing you're doing, because January is 2021. That's the first month of the year. And in order to start off on the right foot, you got to be a couple months ahead of your game, sending out postcards and getting that river flowing. So we've already started 21's marketing plan. So
I love that. And how many postcards is in your campaign?
We only do initially, and then maybe this is an area that I could improve on, but we've only initially done the first postcard, just hit it one time. And that's another thing. We've got the campaigns. I've tried to start campaigns. That's one piece I'm like, I need to know that a little bit better so I can strategize on that a little bit more. But so far we've only done the initial single postcard, and then taken anything that's returned and done cold calling off of that. I'd like to branch out on the campaign side and start hitting it a little bit more after 6 weeks of no response. Hit it, blast it again.
Yeah, no, I think
another piece we haven't done.
Especially because you do have the campaigns feature. I would take, and your wife could probably design some really interesting postcards to kind of go out in sequence. Yep. I think that would definitely, I'm super impressed that you got such the response off of one, because in a lot of markets it takes numerous postcards to get one.
Oops.
Oh no, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Oh, there we go.
But that's so amazing. And I think definitely I can send you stuff, or we can get another call to go over that if you want to. Yeah,
I'm all about collaboration. I love being able to, people that know this. I think DealMachine we went to We Live 2020, Max Maxwell's event back in February. And of course, February, we were active. We were making deals. I think we closed 3 deals when we were at the conference, but I just never got the time to go to the DealMachine table and talk to them. So that's something we would really love, that is having a conference call. Okay, what are we missing? What can we do better? And take advantage of what we are already doing. And another thing is I think we're reaching a point where we may have to up what our subscription is because of how much we're doing in terms of how much we're spending and sending postcards and the monthly membership and doing campaigns and street pick and all of that stuff. It's maybe that's something that we need to look into as well.
I was just about to say, it sounds especially as you're going into the marketing, enterprise sounds like where you are heading. And
yeah,
actually I have the director of success behind me who runs
nice.
a full onboarding of basically what you're saying. It's pretty much, we give you the structure to build your, campaigns and give you critical feedback. So that comes with the enterprise plan. Plus, then you can start recruiting in those markets you want to kind of branch out to. And the mail is cheaper, and so is the skip tracing.
There we go.
So
I'll tell you one thing, that it's probably not when you're starting out, you should probably count your pennies. But one thing I thought as deals started happening, I'm like, it's marketing. Don't worry about that part. Don't worry about how much you spend in marketing if deals are happening. If you're spending a boatload of money and no deals are happening, then you probably need to re-strategize your marketing efforts. But for us, it's just keep the pedal on the metal and keep going. As long as we're seeing the consistent 3 to 5 deals every month, just keep doing what we're doing and don't look back. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's we've thought, I'm that might be time for enterprise, but I don't know when is a good time for enterprise. I don't know, because we're so new to us. And there's a lot of wholesalers out there, but none of them are around us that are at the level that we're trying to get to. And so it's, you're kind of walking alone in a lot of ways. You see Tom Kroll, which he's another one that we really love and love to watch, and he uses DealMachine. And so, but how do I get to Tom Kroll's, level? How do I get to Max Maxwell's level? Nobody's there to tell you, hey, you're doing enough deals, you're ready for enterprise, or hey, this is how you're going to set up your campaigns. It's a learning thing, and you're doing it by yourself. And sometimes you just don't have time because you got too many deals coming in.
Yeah. And you've got 3 children.
Right. Yeah.
And so you have a lot going on, but I'm here to tell you, we look for people when they go to enterprise doing a 3 to 5 deal a month minimum.
Okay.
And also just that want to expand in that. You already have 2 drivers, which already again qualifies you. We look for them who have their team slots filled up, and it's like, okay, you're sending out marketing. So if you send bulk amount out, it makes sense to go up here to get the cheaper plan. It's just more. So I'm going to just tell you that I think you're probably, and I can probably get Brandy's confirmation on this. She's going like this, that you're at the spot where I think you should be moving up into that. And I think we'll be able to guide you to where your time will be spent where it needs to be, where you said, like, there isn't enough time sometimes. And so this can just give you like the structure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I love that. And then if you and your wife want to, you can be on one of our webinars with David.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because we look for people who do 5 deals a month and use DealMachine and are on enterprise, and you're able to do a live webinar with the CEO.
Yeah, no, we love collaboration. It's what we thrive on. And so, yeah, I mean, any extra help we can get, we are all in favor of it.
So are you okay if I give Brandy your number?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. Well, and I want to send you and your wife some DealMachine swag. So I'm going to send you a follow-up email and ask for your address. And then also if you could send me a thumbnail of, it can be you and your wife, your family, just so that I can put it on the YouTube. But oh my gosh, it's been such a pleasure getting to know you. Like, and I hope, I'm kind of really sad because I was at We Live 2020.
Oh, dang it. You would have seen us because we were getting all kinds of popularity because we had Abel with us. He was our October, November, December, January, 4-month-old. We had him with us the whole time. And yeah, I'm really disappointed I didn't get to the DealMachine table. I got to Carrot. I talked to a ton of people, but DealMachine was the one I'm like, I've got to go by there. And then I never did. And it was like, ugh.
That's all
right.
right.
I'm like, okay, 2021, we'll definitely talk to DealMachine.
2020 had another idea for you.
Right.
Sure you will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've got you want We Live 2021. My plans are different, so.
Yeah, but I will say I can see you already like going from, we get you set up with enterprise, you get on webinars, and then we fly our videographer out there to do a case study on you. Like I could see that all happening. So
we're going to do it.
You are. I'm so excited. And I love this because your kids are learning from this too. Like this is amazing.
Yeah, they are. Some days they're big fans of Driving for Dollars because they can, sometimes they can watch a show in the car. But some days they're like, Dad, are we really going to drive again? I'm like, let me get 10 houses and then we'll go home. I just need 10.
Oh yeah, if you have a photo of you driving with your family, that'd be good.
We can get one. I'm sure we've had one in the past because we're pretty live on Instagram. Heritage Homes is our name.
Okay.
So look us up on there if you haven't. I don't know if we had followed you or you fall back. I don't know, but yeah, we're usually pretty good at marketing as a family doing Driving for Dollars. So, and even our first buy and hold investment came from a Driving for Dollars lead too. So that's another big, another thing that, again, 2020, like, I don't know if I should have taken that part of this on because that was a big, and still going on. We're almost to the point where we're ready to rent it out, but it's like, man, that was a big.
And you said that's your 9th door?
That is one. So this year we've bought 4 for ourselves just this year. Since January 1 to now, we've gotten 4 for ourselves. And all of those were all leads through DealMachine as well. So everything that we've done, all but that very first deal was all from DealMachine.
Oh my
So
God.
99.999 were all from DealMachine.
That's the best statistic I've ever heard.
Right? Yep. No, and so many people have been like, so what do you do? And I'm like, well, I just use DealMachine. I've had cousins, I've had other real estate investors. How do you send postcards? How do you do this? I'm like, I use DealMachine. DealMachine tells you everything. Hey, how do I find a number? DealMachine. How do you know who owns it? DealMachine. I mean, it's the one app that you can literally use for everything. So I've done, like I said, we've done over 50 deals this year, and everybody that keeps asking, how do you do it? What do you use? We've been very consistent on it's DealMachine. That's the only thing I even care about is DealMachine.
Well,
I
we
could do
love you
I
too.
could do the whole business. I don't need any other app. I just need you guys. So
I love hearing that. And I just love how it's like changed your life for the better. You're out of the W-2. You love doing this. Like you can tell.
Oh
and
yeah. This is what you dream about when you're thinking, man, I want to work for myself when I get older. How do I do that? I would never have guessed that we'd be sitting here talking about an application that I use, because we've been successful in wholesaling. That wasn't the path that I thought that would go down, but this has been a humongous blessing. There's zero chance that I'd be doing a W-2 job had we not come across Max Maxwell and DealMachine. There's no chance. I'd still be at the grind, hustling, trying to figure out how to get out of a job that I didn't enjoy. And you guys were there. You guys were there waiting for me.
With open arms. We were just
where were you 3 years ago when I really wanted out of that job?
we were little babies and we were learning to walk.
Yeah, I came in at the right time, I think, because I think that everything that has been developed from your guys' point of view has probably gotten us to a point where we could do this very fluidly, very easily. And to the point where it's like, this is the only application I need to be successful in this business, So I didn't have to have 4 other apps that I'm having to check this and how do I get the phone number here and pull in addresses. It was just, I get everything off of one app to make everything that we do.
Well, good. And we're going to continue to do that. And we have some exciting updates that'll be coming in the next 2 months.
Okay. We'll be ready.
We'll be having, actually, I'll tell you one right now. We're going to be having a planned route tracking. So you can actually do the highlight feature or a list, and you can have it, and it will route you the quickest way to those houses.
So will I be able to then assign a route to drivers from that?
So I hope so. I have not gotten an update on the critical, like what they can do, but I would think, we were talking about this earlier, that drivers would be able to, you'd be able to say, drive this, and they just go, okay, go and buy. And
yeah, see, that would be amazing.
Well, it's a coming. And on the webinar,
especially when you have investors that are like, I want to buy a house. I want my houses in this northwest region of town. It's like, okay, well then I need to focus some more attention there. So you tell a driver, hey, go drive in this area. Well, they'll hit a couple blocks and then they'll meander over here, and that's all good and fine because it all ends up turning into more deals. But having a way to, again, kind of force where you want your attention, where you have your people buying, would be a good key component. No matter what, I haven't had one yet that I haven't been able to sell. So
gosh, I need you to come here to help me get some that I've had so many appointments, but not one. It's going to come.
Oh man, don't tell me that. Do not tell me that. Cause then I'm like, all right, how far away are you? How quick can I get there? I want to go do this with you. Cause it's like, if you're struggling, I want to get in there and get going. I love it.
Now I'm seeing you being a coach too. You're going to end up being a coach.
I don't know that I want to be. I see a lot of people doing it. I don't know that I'm built for it. My own kids get frustrated when I don't want to help them do certain things. But when I see somebody that's like, I still haven't gotten a deal, or I've gone on a lot of appointments, I'm like, take me with you. Let me help you. I've done training for commercial businesses on sales. Not that I'm any better than you. It's nothing like that at all. But I'm like, you can totally, if there's deals out there and you're going on appointments, that's all you need to do is just get in the door with these people. And from there, it's like, should be cakewalk.
I love that. I'm just so excited for you guys, and I can see this. Like, I'm sitting next to two women that are already thinking, man, this guy's good for like webinar. We're gonna have an enterprise. So you'll be very popular with us.
Well, whatever it takes. We're looking for a big year. Our sights are set high. We have high expectations for ourselves. You know, we were on an hour-long drive to Kansas City just to hang out with the kids today. And I said, man, what we've accomplished in 1 year is something that would have taken me, 6 or 7 years in the W-2 world to accomplish this much. So knowing that I can focus all my attention on my own business and on wholesaling, 2021, we're really hoping it's going to be just a blow up year. But that, like I said, it's all a numbers game. If you're seeing success when you send 200 postcards out, send 400, send 600, send 1,000, and see, to get to the point where you can't keep up with every call that's coming in. You can't keep up with it. So then you hire more people, and then you start coaching your own people on how to be an animal when you get out there.
I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you again. I know we went over the time. I apologize, but
you're fine.
But thank you so much for being on this, and I will be sending you an email shortly.
Okay. I look forward to it. Keep in contact with us. We love keeping collaboration is a big thing for us. We like to hear from other people. So it's nice to see, like, I see your name on DealMachine all the time, but to be able to actually talk to you is pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
Good, because it's fun to talk to you guys. That's why I told David, I was like, I know you like the success calls, but can I please do them? Because like, I want to actually talk to people and like get to know and build relationships with them. Because some of my really good friends now are through DealMachine. So
yep. All of our, like, everything that I knew from a working environment, all the connections that I knew from a working environment have all shifted, and it's all been real estate driven. And it's so cool because you're like, there's so many awesome people out there that I would have never known had I not gotten into this business. So, and now, like, there will be another We Live conference, or there will be another conference that DealMachine will be at. And now I know that you and I are going to recognize each other, and then we've got friends, At
that point, I'll be texting you and saying, where are you? Come
exactly. And I'll say, I've been standing 2 feet from you this whole time, and you haven't turned around. Something funny. That's my personality.
I love it. Thank you so much again, Ryan. And tell your wife I said hi too.
Okay, I will do that.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.